Very good morning, friends. Can you hear my voice fine? Okay, very good. Good morning to all. Okay, we'll just wait for a minute or two for others to join in. If they don't, we'll get started. Good morning, Sagar. All right, so let's get started. So this is the NSE website. I'm going into live market. I'll click on index. Say click on Nifty 50. And from here, let me choose, say, commodities. Okay, when I choose commodities, Ravi, do you see UPL? All right. Do you see Ultratech Cement? All right. So just have a look. You should be able to find all the sectors. All right. Did the rest of you, did you all do your assignment, your homework? Now, do you know which sector, which index a stock belongs to? Okay, very good. Okay. So what you can do is just take a printout, or if you have written it on a notebook, just keep it on your table. If you'll read it twice or thrice in a day, it will start making a mark in your mind. Okay. So how many of you have a mic now? Who all have a mic? Okay. Prasad, Sagar, Gajanan, Siddharth, Rinku. Very good. Excellent. Rinku. Um, Based on what you have learned yesterday, can you give me an example by which we can get to know that stock is getting into an uptrend or a downtrend?
Hello.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah, hello. Hello, I'm audible, sir.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
बताइए. How do we get to know that a stock is getting into an uptrend or a downtrend? Okay, one is deliverable quantity. Okay, fine. Sagar, any other way?
Sir, it should form higher high first of all or
Very,
lower low,
very good. Yeah, higher high, higher low.
and uh,
Hmm.
and whenever there is a breakout in the delivery as well as volume,
Hmm.
then we come to know that it is in uptrend or downtrend.
Okay, very good. Now let's take an example that say there is a stock which is forming something like, say, this. Okay. Now, Prasad,
Yes, sir.
let's assume that something like this happens. Okay. And when this is happening,
Mhm.
it is happening with the stronger volume and a stronger deliverable quantity. Then what is the
All right.
first thing that comes to your mind? What has happened?
The possibility would be the price may move up
Okay. Why? Because
because it has made higher high,
hmm,
and there is changes in the delivery volume and also the traded volume.
okay. Now, then what is the difference between this and say this?
Well, this will not give us uh, an exact idea because it has not closed over the top of the previous candle. The second candle has not closed over the previous candle.
But is this uptrend?
Yes, it is still an uptrend.
Hmm, okay. So what special did happen here? What is the
Okay, here the
speciality? What is the term used?
here the close is higher than the top of the previous
So
candle.
what do we call it? Very good, Sagar. Breakout. Okay.
Okay.
So this seems to be a breakout situation. Okay. So if
Right.
you see that the volume is higher, the delivery is higher, and also the price is higher. When we say price is high, means it broke the high or it can break the low in a downtrend. Okay, we are taking an uptrend example. Then in that case, we can assume that okay, there is also a breakout which has happened. And if a breakout has happened, it is confirming us that the stock most likely has gotten into a uptrend. Okay. And might continue with a big move during this month, week, or day. Okay.
All right.
Right. Now, Siddharth,
Yes, sir.
uh, let's assume something like this happens. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Just treat that this is day one. Okay. And this is day
Okay.
two.
Okay.
Okay, and something of this
Okay.
sort has happened. It is higher volume, higher delivery, and you can see it's a breakout, right? It is
Yes.
outside the high. Will you
Okay.
looking at the structure, would you like to take an intraday trade on day 3?
Intraday trade, if yes, yes, sir.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And this distance that you see is almost, say, 7%.
Okay.
Okay. So this distance is almost 7%. So do you
Okay.
think you want to take a intraday trade?
Uh, so if the breakout is fine with the delivery quantity as well as the volume,
Hmm.
so
So you
we
would
can,
like
I
to.
mean, we should, yeah.
Okay. So guys, please remember, we will avoid taking an intraday trade on day 3 because of this. The big move has already happened. Okay. Now let's assume that something of this sort happens.
Mhm.
Okay. Now let's say this was day 1 breakout. This is day 3. It's a red candle, which means that the price has receded. Day 4, day 5.
Mhm.
On day 6, would you like to take a trade?
Yes, sir.
We can. Okay. Because see, it was a very big move, though it was a breakout. A breakout situation tells us that the price wants to go up. Okay. But it doesn't mean that the price will go up tomorrow itself. Okay. Now we will wait for, see, no stock will go in will move in a linear line. It never moves like this. Okay. I told you that the stocks will always move. If it has to go up, it will move like this, right? The best place to trade a stock in an uptrend is this area. Okay. These are the areas where you would want to trade. Whether positional, whether intraday, hardly matters. But these are the areas where the trades would be the most profitable trades. Okay. Because if something is in an uptrend and if it is giving you evidences like this, then most likely when the stock is making a high, then it comes into a consolidation and then starts making a higher high, higher low. It means it is now again starting an uptrend and this time will break the high of the previous this move, right? This hilltop that you see, it will be broken out most likely, correct? And please remember, if there is a situation like this, Okay. Now, if there is a situation like this, now say for example, something like this has happened. And something like this, okay? Do you see it's a higher high? Sorry, a higher low? Yes or no? Okay. Now, let's assume that it has started making a higher high and a higher low from here. Okay. This move was say 15%. Okay. The move from this low to this high was say 15%. Okay. And let's say that this move from here till this place was 10%. Then roughly, if I take a trade here, how much is the leg room? Like how much is the headroom here? If you are trying to take a trade here, which is say 1% above this level, and this total is 10%, and you are trying to enter somewhere 1% above this level, then what is the headroom available? It is 9%. Okay. In fact, it is more than 9% if it is in a solid uptrend, because this time it should be breaking this by at least say 1% or so. At least say 1%, 2%, whatever. Okay. So when this move will start, at least our expectation would be that it will go to this level, which is 9%, and most likely it will break out, and maybe we should be getting about 10 to 15% on this trade. Guys, are you able to understand all this? किसी को stupidity तो नहीं लग रही है सब? Okay. Now, let's तो दो चीज हमने सीखा. One was deliverable quantity, right? What you told me. And the second thing that you told me is this thing. Formation of higher highs and higher lows. Okay. अब हम क्या करते हैं कि let's open a report. Okay. All of you know how to open a report. So you go to products, equities, historical data, this security-wise price volume archives, and okay, name a stock, any stock of your choice. Bajaj Finance. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see July. Okay, and say from July till नारायण प्रसाद जी, आप सुन पा रहे हैं मुझे? Narayan Prasad ji, Sharad, can you hear me? आपको आवाज आ रही है? आप लिख के बता सकते हैं अगर आप बोल नहीं पा रहे हैं तो. I'm sorry guys, I need to resolve this login problem. नारायण जी, शरद जी, आप दोनों में से जो भी सुन पा रहा है प्लीज मुझे फटाफट से बताइए कौन से लॉगिन को डिलीट करना है, क्योंकि आपने 2 लॉगिन किए हुए हैं. मेरे को लाइसेंसिंग अलर्ट आ जाएगा अभी। आपकी एंटिटी 1 है, आपने लॉगिन 2 किए हैं। ओके नारायण जी, क्योंकि आपकी तरफ से जवाब नहीं आ रहा है तो मैं नारायण प्रसाद शर्मा के नाम से जो लॉगिन है उसको डिसमिस कर रहा हूँ। Apologies. Guys, you should always keep in mind that your entity is one. आपकी entity एक है, so you should be logging in with only one name, one ID. Okay, I'll otherwise get a licensing alert. Okay, it will be an extra cost for my company. Okay, apologies, guys. So, बजाज फाइनेंस को एक बार जुलाई में देखते हैं, ठीक है? सीखना शुरू करते हैं जुलाई से। तो हम एक काम करते हैं, जुलाई में आते हैं और जुलाई से लेकर के सितंबर तक का डेटा यहाँ पे आ गया हमारे सामने। मानते हो सब? All of you agree that we see the Bajaj Finance data starting from July now. Okay. Now what I'll do is just for ease of this thing, I'm clicking on download file in CSV format. Okay, over here. So the file gets downloaded over here. So यहाँ पे ये सारे कॉलम्स आप देख सकते हो, यहाँ पे सारा आप डेटा जो जन्म कुंडली है वो आप देख सकते हो. सो यू कैन व्यू एवरीथिंग एंड एनीथिंग दैट यू आर एबल टू व्यू over here on the sheet on this Excel. ठीक है? Okay. Now let's take the first day of July. So this was the high low, correct? The next day, is it making a higher high, higher low? Again a higher high, higher low. Again a higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. We might take it as a lower high and a lower low. ठीक है? Is it clear? यहाँ पे break हो रहा है. It's breaking over here. So all the way from this day to 10th of July, it was making higher highs, correct? So till this time, what is the highest high? It is 2382, right? So when it was breaking highs, till what point did it break highs? 2382, okay? Okay. Now it started breaking lows. That is what it seems to be, right? All of you? So over here, it broke the low till 2345, right? Because after that, it again broke the high. So it made a higher high, higher low, correct? So it came till 2345. Okay, and after that it made a higher low and a higher high, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? Till this point. Okay, after that there was a lower low. 24.99. Okay. Now, do you understand that it made something like this, and thereafter from here all the way to this place? Correct? Did it do something like this? Okay. So after 24.99, it again made a low and then again started making higher highs. So the low was here, 24.35, which should be somewhere here. Okay. And let me put a red color. Okay, and thereafter it started breaking highs. So 23, 37, 45, 97, 58. So it went up to 27.97. Correct? So did it do something like this? And thereafter, did it do something like this? Right? Are you able to see this zigzag pattern clearly? Zigzag pattern clearly nazar aa raha hai? You can see that clearly. Okay. Is it any different than what I have taught you? And yesterday, did I say that the patterns will repeat? Okay. Now, let's see. The first high from where it started falling was 2382, right? This place, 2382. This was the area, right? So 2382 was the first high made, and then it started falling before it started rising, okay? So 2382 was the high. So 2382, I'm marking here, and do you see on this particular day, it broke this high and it closed above? The last price is 24.17, huh? And what was the high? 23.82. Okay. Now on this day, when this high was established, the volume was here and the deliverable quantity was here, right? And when it broke, it started doing this and it broke this high, right? When it broke this high, the volume is here, the deliverable quantity is here. Now tell me something. Who's going to tell me this? Right. Money. Okay, Money doesn't have a mic. Gajanand, do you have a mic? Raju?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me, if you look at this data, is it a price, volume, and a deliverable quantity breakout?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Gajanand, right?
Yes,
So
sir. Yes.
if I have to club this data, was it doing something like this, but with a break, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So which means that when this broke out over here, it broke with the greater quantity intensity and it also broke with a higher position making. Okay. And after that, this thing happened, 24/17 closing, okay, where it broke this out. Okay. Do you see there was a breaking of a low which happened here,
Yes, sir.
but the price could not sustain below the low and it closed inside this candle,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yeah.
And next day morning, 2478 is the open price and the low was 2471. It could not fall much. Rather, it rose much, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, these are the kind of similarities which you will continue seeing. Second thing, once it broke out and the situation was like this on the very next day also, because this was the first day of making a higher high, higher low, right? Something of this sort. Do you see that the high is roughly 2% higher than the previous high? It opened at around 2433, could not fall much, 10 rupees, not even half a percent, right? And this high is at almost 2% higher than this high. Okay. The second thing is, do you see that the opening is also strong? The opening is 2433.85 and here the high was 2429. Okay. It came to this level of high. It took support and once it took support, it terribly started moving up, right? ऐसा ही कुछ लग रहा है आप देखो इसको 2433 opening which is higher than 2429, right, comes and takes support closer to 2429 which is the top, started moving up, made a high of 2475. See, look at the last price. The last price is 1 rupee less than this high, right? Why? Because of this zigzag pattern. Okay. Now, are you able to understand that how a stock tells you in advance that it's going to move which direction, right? How is it going to move? Okay. Okay. Now, there is a very interesting question that comes to me. A lot of people ask me, आपका stop loss कब हुआ था? मेरा भी स्टॉप लॉस होता है, ऐसा नहीं है मेरा स्टॉप लॉस नहीं हुआ. मेरा लास्ट स्टॉप लॉस हुआ था अप्रैल 10 तारीख को टीसीएस में, इस साल में. ठीक है. और ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? ऐसा इसलिए होता है, पॉइंट नंबर 1, मैं क्वांटिटी ट्रेड नहीं करता हूं, मैं केवल क्वालिटी ट्रेड करता हूं, ठीक है। पॉइंट नंबर 2, आप अगर मार्केट डेटा के साथ फ्रेंडशिप करके चलेंगे और अगर आपका स्टॉप लॉस जो है वो एप्रोप्रिएट लेवल पे है, तो उसके हिट होने के चांसेस नेग्लिजिबल होते हैं, एक्चुअली नेग्लिजिबल होते हैं, ठीक है। पर ये चीजें मिलेंगी कैसे? ये मिलेगा कैसे? क्या ये लाइव मार्केट में मिलेगा? विल यू बी एबल टू गेट इट इन द लाइव मार्केट? वेरी गुड सागर, हार्ड वर्क इज द ओनली वे यू कैन गेट दिस, and all this is found only after the market has closed. Okay, once the market has closed, left it footprints, because see, you never know on this day it goes to 2382 or it crosses it and finally it comes down and closes below 2382. How will you know this? You will only come to know about this once the market has closed, right? So once it has closed, it is telling you that people are leaving their positions open on the long side, right? They don't have a problem. So the guys who have shorted the market here are in trouble, right? They are getting into trouble. So if they are getting into trouble and the underwriters at around 2400 are getting into a trouble now, they will try to cover their position the next day. When they cover their position on the next day morning, that is the reason the price gapped up, point number 1, and thereafter it started to gain a higher momentum on the upside. ये स्टोरीज कनेक्ट हो रही है? ये समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Okay, because since yesterday I've been saying, right, if you want to go long, there should be shorts in the system, because see, there would be buyers plus short covering, people who have shorted the market. Okay, the anadi guys who have shorted the market, which they are not supposed to be doing, okay, a stock or something, they will be in trouble. When they will be in trouble, they will cover their position. How can they cover their position? By buying. Now there are already buyers, these guys are also buying, so the momentum will increase on the upside. Does it make sense? Is it logical? Okay, so you'll have to figure out stocks like this. ठीक है? Or if you look at this table might look very idiotic table. Okay, nothing is clearly visible. But since you are a professional trader, becoming a professional trader now, you can decipher this information. Yes or no? Okay, you will be able to decipher this information easily. Shouldn't have a problem. And this is a buy side example because the market for last 3-4 months is bullish, but the same thing will happen on the downside also. The negative side, it will be an inverse chart. अब मुझे एक बात बताओ guys, रिंकू बताओ, अगर बाई एनी चांस ये कुछ ऐसा हो जाता, अगर तो is it still in an uptrend? Okay, so please remember, an uptrend is like this and a downtrend is like this. In a downtrend, the highs would be lower and the lows will also be lower. ठीक है? Okay? इस केस में क्या हो रहा है? ये जो बजाज फाइनेंस आप ही ने लिया है स्टॉक, ठीक है, मैंने नहीं लिया। ये जो बजाज फाइनेंस का स्टॉक है, क्या ये एक हायर हाई बन रहा है अभी भी? हायर हाई हायर लो बन रहा है, राइट? That is why it is still in an uptrend. So it is forming a pattern which is like this. So it can be traded upside. ठीक है, पर वैसे अगर आप चार्ट्स को देखोगे तो शायद आपको कुछ खास समझ में नहीं आएगा, या इन रिपोर्ट्स को देखोगे तो शायद इतना शायद समझ में नहीं आएगा। और द ब्यूटी देखिए, अभी तक तो हम लोगों ने अपने ट्रेडिंग प्लेटफॉर्म पे लॉगिन तक नहीं किया है। अभी तो हम केवल रिपोर्ट समझ रहे हैं। ओके, सो गाइज, आर यू एबल टू फॉलो ऑल दिस? समझ में आ रहा है सब? चलिए, वेरी गुड। All right, so थोड़ा सा इस रिपोर्ट पे और टाइम स्पेंड करना है हमें, ओके? और थोड़ा सा ये समझना है हमको, we need to understand what does the quantity and what does the deliverable quantity mean, okay? Now all of us know about the price, right? This is the open price where the first trade of the day has happened. Okay, apologies. So we know that open price क्या होता है? Open price is nothing but the first traded price of the day. The last price is nothing but the last traded price of the day. High price is nothing but the highest price at which a trade has been executed, which means a buying or a selling has happened. And the low price is that during the day, this is the lowest price at which the price has at which a transaction has happened, a buying or a selling has happened. Okay, the same way, this is the total quantity traded. Okay, and this is the deliverable quantity. Now please remember, all of you understand how stocks are listed on the stock market? अब मान लो मेरी कंपनी है A2 मर्केंटाइल, कल रात को मेरे को सपना आ जाता है कि मेरे को इसको लिस्ट कर देना है, तो क्या परसों सुबह कोई ठेला में अपने कंपनी को रख के मैं NSE का कंपाउंड में चला जाऊं और वहां पे बेचना शुरू कर दूं? ले लो A2 मर्केंटाइल 20 रुपए में, 30 रुपए में। इज इट पॉसिबल? इट्स नॉट, राइट? तो सबसे पहले, जैसा कि आपने कहा कि IPO निकालना पड़ता है, राइट? इनिशियल पब्लिक ऑफर और इनिशियल पब्लिक इशू, व्हाटएवर, ओके? जो इंटरेस्टेड लोग होते हैं, people who are interested to buy this new company which is getting listed on the company on the stock exchange, they will make applications through this IPO, okay? And these guys will be allotted stocks of this new company before the listing, okay? Once this allocation has happened, there would be a day on which the stock will get listed on the exchanges, and that will be the first day when these guys who have bought the stocks of this company via initial public offer, IPO, will be allowed to sell for the first time. for the first time, they will be allowed to sell the stocks on the exchanges. Is this clear? And when these guys who are already holding a stock, they sell a stock, account will increase over here. Okay? Account will increase here only if somebody holding a stock sells it and leaves. Okay? So this is called delivery based selling. And for simplicity, please remember this column, whatever number you see, for you it will always be a sell quantity. Okay? So on this day, what was the investor selling? Hmm.
Sir, if I today take a delivery of a particular quantity, like say Bajaj Finance, will it not be reflected in deliverable quantity?
Yeah, it will be reflected here not because you have bought, it is
Hmm.
because somebody has sold.
But sir, somebody is selling and I am purchasing.
अच्छा, मुझे
So,
ये बताओ, you go to the market, okay, and you want to buy 20 kg of apples. ठीक है,
हाँ,
simple वो है 20 kg apple, घर में पूजा है, okay, and we need 20 kgs of apple. Now you go to the
okay.
market, there is a small market outside our compound, okay, I will go there, okay, and I want 20 kilos, I know. Now, will I go to a vendor who has apples which is say around 5 to 6 kilos on his trailer?
No.
It's not possible to buy 20 kilos from him, right? Is it
Hmm.
possible? Not possible, right?
No.
आप कब खरीद सकते हो? How can you buy 20 kilos? There should be at least
The
20
full
kilos
size.
available with the ठेला वाला, right? With the fruit vendor. हाँ या ना?
Yes.
ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
अब अगर एक स्टॉक का आपको डिलीवरी लेना है, तो कम से कम एक डिलीवरी वाला बंदा तो सेलिंग करना चाहिए ना?
Hmm.
नहीं तो आप खरीद ही नहीं पाओगे सर. ये स्टॉक मार्केट ही ऐसा है. Okay. Now
Okay.
what will
But sir,
happen
वो
is,
available नहीं रहते हैं क्या sir?
नहीं जरूरी नहीं है ना. Now see, look at this day. This is 12
Hmm.
lakh, right? Such a
Yes.
high selling. On the next day, they were
Hmm.
only 7 lakh. अब मुझे बताओ, इस दिन
Okay.
अगर 20 किलो सेब खरीदने वाले ज्यादा आ गए, will the
Hmm.
price not increase all of a sudden?
Yes. It will increase.
Right? Because the quantity, sellable quantity is less in the market. On this day, the price would be less. Now, say for example, you wanted to buy 20 kilos of apple, you move out of the
Hmm.
compound के बाहर जाते हैं और देखते हैं कि कम से कम 25 ठेले लगे हुए हैं, जिनमें 200 किलो सेब पड़ा हुआ है. अब तो बार्गेन भी कर लूंगा ना. एकदम से पहले
Hmm.
ठेले से थोड़ी खरीदूंगा. आई विल फर्स्ट गो एंड आस्क, अच्छा भैया कैसे दिया यार, मेरे को 20 किलो खरीदना है, कितने का दोगे? नहीं नहीं, अपने को जम नहीं रहा है, 2 रुपया और कम करो. Will you not do it? You will
Yes.
do it, right? So
Yes.
the commodity or the item that you need, if it is in scarcity, you will buy from the first guy. But if it is
Hmm.
ample, it is readily available in the market, okay, then you will go and bargain. You will try to find the best price. Exactly the same thing will happen in the stock market. Okay. Now, how will you get to know that is there enough quantity coming in or not? Now, say for example, you want to buy Bajaj Finance. Okay. Now, when you want to buy Bajaj Finance, you would be knowing at what level I want to buy, right? ऐसा तो हो नहीं सकता कि 20 किलो जब सेब खरीदना है तो घर से सोच के चलते हो ना कि सेब एक 90 रुपीस केजी या 100 रुपीस केजी के बीच में लूंगा.
Hmm.
अब
Yes.
अगर बाहर जाते हो, ठेला वाला बोलता है, आप पूछते हो कि हाउ मच डज इट कॉस्ट, एंड ही सेज दैट इट इज 1100 रुपीज अ केजी. ऐसा भी सेब होता है, ऐसा नहीं है. एक दो बार मैंने भी पूछा है, उसने बोला 650 रुपए का सेब है. मैं कहा इसमें क्या है? कहते नहीं, ये वॉशिंगटन से आया है. मैं कहा अच्छा ठीक है, मैं कहा मेरा इंडिया वाला ही दे दो, ठीक है. तो it happens, right? Correct? So
Yes.
you will first make up your mind, okay, that I want to buy a product, but what as per you is the fair value of that product. Now the fair value of that product could be 90 rupees to 100 rupees, okay. Now you want to buy these apples in between 90 to 100 rupees, so you will start hunting, right, in the market, in the
Hmm.
fruit market. Now say for example you are not able to get it at say 100 rupees, even at 100 rupees, the higher end of the fair price that you have thought, then you will start looking for the lowest which is available. Now say the
Hmm.
lowest is available at 103 rupees, so you will go and buy 103 rupees, right? You will not go and buy at 107 rupees.
Hmm.
Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, yes.
you will apply all this in the fruit market. So if you are applying, see, yesterday I gave you an example of a chai wala and a say a telecom giant, okay? दोनों का थॉट प्रोसेस हमेशा सेम होता है, फर्क दोनों के स्केल में है,
Hmm.
ठीक है. ऐसा नहीं है वो चाय वाला सुनील भाती मित्तल से कम है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. सुनील भाती मित्तल was much smarter, he was able to multiply his money because he was also educated. This chai wala is not educated, maybe, but when it comes to business acumen, okay, more or less both are same. That is why they are in the market. Otherwise this chai wala would have been kicked out of the market. If he is doing business, if he's selling tea for last 5 years and sitting in the market, he's not a idiot. He knows his job well. वो जिस लाइन में है वो उसको बहुत अच्छे से जानता है, ठीक है. तो यही चीजें होती हैं मार्केट में. अभी क्या है कि आप अगर यही चीज को when you are exercising these things, when you go to buy vegetables or fruits, you will find exactly the same thing happens in the stock market. Okay. Now tell me something. गर्मी का समय है, ठीक है. अब नागपुर से ऑरेंज आ रहा है, राइट. अपना क्या बोलते हैं, मैंगोज आ रहा है, राइट. अभी इस टाइम पे विल यू ट्राई टू ईट एप्पल्स और विल यू ट्राई टू ईट मोर ऑफ सीजनल फ्रूट? Seasonal fruit, right? You will buy different varieties of mangoes, you will try different ये नासिक का है, ये नागपुर का है, ये यहाँ का है, ये कोल्हापुर का है. So you will try to figure out different type of oranges and you will try to have those, right? Because they are in season, correct? The same way it happens in the stock market. Okay, what is in the season? What is in the season का मतलब क्या है कि किसमें ट्रेडिंग हो रही है, कहां पे वॉल्यूम ज्यादा है. लोग आम खरीद रहे हैं ज्यादा या लोग केला खरीद रहे हैं ज्यादा या एप्पल खरीद रहे हैं ज्यादा? आप गर्मी में देखना एप्पल का ठेला मिलेगा नहीं आपको फ्रूट मार्केट में,
राइट सर.
हर 200 मीटर के बाद होगा. बट अ मैंगो ठेला वुड बी एवरी ठेला विल हैव मैंगो, राइट? बिकॉज इट इज इन सीजन. ओके, exactly the same thing will happen in the stock market. So you will have to first figure out that do I have to buy mangoes or do I have to buy bananas or say oranges or lychees or whatever. जिसमें वॉल्यूम ज्यादा है, जो सीजन में है, आप उसमें ट्रेड करोगे, आपको फायदा होगा, ठीक है.
ओके सर.
वॉल्यूम के
And
अगेंस्ट
sir,
जाओगे,
this
नुकसान हो जाएगा.
percentage delivery that doesn't matter to us.
नहीं, नथिंग. आपको एब्सोल्यूट से काम है. परसेंटेज तो रेशो होता है ना, हम रेशो कभी नहीं लेते.
Okay.
What is percentage? Percentage is nothing but this divide by this multiply by 100, right? When you divide something by something, it becomes a ratio. और स्टॉक मार्केट्स में एक चीज आपको गांठ बांध लेना है. Everybody, all of you should remember one thing: you will never work with ratios. You will only work with absolute numbers because absolute numbers are easily available. You will settle down for a ratio only if you don't have the absolute value. Okay. Now look at this data, this first line. यहाँ पे टोटल ट्रेडेड क्वांटिटी कितना आ रहा है? ठीक है, 8.4 आ रहा है. So 840,376. ठीक है, माइनस डिलीवरेबल जो इन्वेस्टर सेलिंग आ रहा है वो कितना आ रहा है? ये आ रहा है 288, 240. ठीक है, दोनों को माइनस कर दिया मैंने आपस में. ओके, सो दिस माइनस दिस. Do we see 5,52,136 quantity of shares? This is the speculative volume. This was intraday trading volume. Okay. Now tell me something. On this day, if I look at this day, is intraday trading more or is deliverable trading more? Intraday, right? Okay. So the intraday trading is lot more, correct? Now on this day, या फिर चलो इसी को नहीं, इसको देखते हैं. On this particular day, this one, okay. What is the total volume? It is 73, 61, 274, right? Minus 12, 46, 778. ठीक है, तो कितना हो गया? स्पेक्युलेटिव वॉल्यूम कितना है? हाउ मच? 61 lakhs. Yes or no? So the speculative volume on this particular day is 61 lakh. Okay. Now, let's look at this day. What is the total traded quantity? 85,905. ठीक है, minus what was the deliverable? 1360,654. करेक्ट, माइनस कर दिया मैंने, राइट? कितना आया? 8.25. अब मुझे ये बताओ, ये स्पेकुलेटिव वॉल्यूम है, मतलब इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग का वॉल्यूम है. ऑल ऑफ दिस इज इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग वॉल्यूम, करेक्ट? इज द इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग वॉल्यूम हायर और इज द डिलीवरेबल ट्रेडिंग वॉल्यूम हायर? ठीक है, so the deliverable trading volume is higher. So the speculator moved out of this script on 26th of July. ठीक है, all right. And once the speculator moved out of this thing, okay, आपको उसके बाद क्या लगेगा यहाँ पे देखिएगा. So on 26th of July this happened, and this is the last price, okay. So 2700 roughly, okay. After that, once the speculator moved out, do you see it was very difficult for the stock to make a move for a few days? It was more or less, if you look at it, closing at the same level. There was not much of movement. ठीक है, a movement will come in this once the speculators will resume back their work. ठीक है? Is this clear? Okay. So now you understand what is traded quantity. Traded quantity is nothing, speculator plus deliverable volume. Okay. Deliverable volume for us will always be a selling volume. Okay. And if you minus these two, you will get to know that how much of the speculative volume was coming into the stock. ठीक है? अगर speculative volume high होगा तो इसका मतलब ट्रेडिंग इंटरेस्ट बहुत ज्यादा है, लोग ट्रेड करने आ रहे हैं उस स्क्रिप्ट में. Okay, which means that the trading interest is very high. Understood? Okay. Now let's take a break for 10 minutes, okay, and then we'll resume. It is 8:01, so roughly at 8:11, 8:12 we will resume back. Okay. Okay guys, I'm back. आप yes लिख के बता सकते हैं अगर आप आ चुके हैं तो.
Sir, hello.
Hmm.
Sir, I have a question here. See, there are some stocks that are moving nowadays, or and there are some stocks that are not moving. For example, you gave an example of Bank of Baroda yesterday, which is in the range from 145 to 150, whereas Bajaj Finance is moving now. It is coming down heavily. So how to analyze the stocks on this method? I mean, I'm not able to frame the question properly. The thing is how to shortlist them and then analyze, or we have to analyze all the stocks.
No, you will first shortlist because you cannot work with all stocks.
Yeah, right, right.
You'll have to shortlist, and how to do that, it will be taught. Just hold on for another few minutes.
Yes, yes.
You are going to learn that.
Okay, okay.
Okay. All right. Now let's look at this Bajaj Finance. Okay, and this was the first trading day of July, right? Okay. Now, what was the deliverable quantity on this day? How much was the selling? How much was the investor participation? 2.88. Okay. The next day, did the investor participation increase or reduce? Reduce. The next day, did it increase or reduce? It increased. Okay, fine. When it increased, what was the high and what was the low? The high was 23.45 and the low was 23.06, right? Now, the next day, did the investor participation increase or reduce? Again increased. Okay. So the high was 23.49 and this was 23.22. Now, the next day, did the investor participation increase or reduce? So it decreased. So after an increase for the first time, okay, the first decrease has happened. Now, when the first decrease has happened, let's look at the last price. It is 23.45, right? Okay. So it is 23.45. Is it higher than this high or lower than this low? What higher? Is it higher than the high or lower than the low? It is midway, which means it is still sideways. Okay. Now, on this day, the next day, did it increase? Okay, but again, the next day also it increased. On this day, it cooled off, right? It is less. Okay. Now let's see. The last price is 23.54 over here. Okay. So it is 23.54. And when it is 23.54, is it higher than 23.82 or lower than 23.50? Okay, say 23.50. It is again midway. So it is telling us still there is some sideways action. On next day, it again increased. And the next day, it reduced. Now, when it reduced, the last price was 24.74. Okay, so it is 2474. Is it above 2429 or below 2360? It's above. It's clearly above, right? This is telling us that on 13th of July, the stock has started moving. Okay, so the movement has started. Now, if the movement has started, here the high is 2475. Do you see after this, it made a high of 2797? Correct? So the stock has started to move. So there is this amount of information which is available on this report. कभी सोचा था? ठीक है, अगर ये बेसिक रिपोर्ट्स को भी पढ़ना अच्छे से प्रैक्टिस कर लोगे, आपको कोई खास परेशानी नहीं होगी. ठीक है, once you have shortlisted your stock, that which stock do you want to be with? Okay, there shouldn't be any much of problems. Okay, the only thing that you have to remember is something like this, right? Higher highs, higher lows, and deliverables. Now tell me something. When we started our class, I asked you one question. What was the answer to that question? There were two-part question. There were two-part answers, right? दो चीजें आप लोगों ने मुझे बताई थी जिससे पता लगता है. There were two things. What were they? What was the answer? What did you talk about? Okay. Be very specific. Okay. The first thing you said was deliverable quantity. So the movement is known by the deliverable quantity. And what was the second thing? The movement is known by? No. Higher high, higher low, or lower low, lower highs. These were the two important concepts from which we started in the morning, right? And did we look at the same concept here? ठीक है, हायर हाई हायर लो बन रहा है और डिलीवरेबल क्वांटिटी किस तरफ को ब्रेकआउट दिखा रहा है? ऊपर की तरफ. तो अगर ऊपर की तरफ दिखा रहा है तो स्टॉक ऊपर मूव कर रहा है. अगर ऊपर मूव कर रहा है तो दिस थिंग, ये देखो यहां से ये वाली जो लेग थी, दिस लेग हैपेंड आफ्टर इट वाज कंफर्म्ड समवेयर हियर. ठीक है, प्लीज रिमेंबर, डोंट जंप इनटू अ ट्रेड. ओके, हमारे अंदर एक टेंडेंसी होती है, एवरीबडी हैज अ टेंडेंसी, एंड स्पेशली आफ्टर स्पेंडिंग सम टाइम इन द स्टॉक मार्केट, पीपल थिंक दैट once this rate is gone, I will never get it. Okay, so 9:16 they will put an order without knowing whether the apple is priced at 120 rupees or 80 rupees or 85 rupees or 625 rupees. ठीक है, कई बार कई लोगों को आप देखोगे, okay, people to whom it doesn't matter, okay, they will just stop by, okay, will shutter down their windscreen and they will say यार 1 किलो सेब दे देना. हाँ, कितना हुआ? 1100 रुपए हुआ. अच्छा ये लो, चलो. ऐसे लोग भी देखे होंगे आपने सब्जी मार्केट में. फ्रूट मार्केट में? मैं इसलिए ये एग्जांपल्स ले रहा हूं बिकॉज दीज आर वेरी कॉमन ना. हैव यू एवर सीन सच पीपल? Okay, so to them it doesn't matter. To them it also doesn't matter because for them it is not a staple. Okay, so the people for whom it is staple. Now say for example, some parts of our country the staple is gehu, wheat, right? Some part of our country the staple is rice, right? So if somebody's staple is gehu, they are very particular about buying gehu. They will try to look at the price, they will try to look at the quality. Okay, the same way happens with the staple rice, right? They will try to look at the price, they will try to look at the quality, okay, the storage capacity, etc., those kind of things, okay, because it matters to them. Okay, now there would be another category of people who will just go to the store and buy bread, okay, and eat it. So for them it hardly matters whether what quality grain was that wheat or what quality grain was that rice. Okay, तो ऐसा होता है. ऑलराइट, तो स्टॉक मार्केट में ज्यादातर लोग ऐसे होते हैं. ठीक है, तो आप बिल्कुल कभी परेशान मत हो कि आपको प्राइस नहीं मिलेगा. आपको कोई ना कोई अनाड़ी जरूर मिल जाएगा. ठीक है, जो अपनी गाड़ी का विंडस्क्रीन नीचे करेगा और बोलेगा अरे भाई दे देना जरा 1 किलो सेब, तो आप बेच देना 1200 रुपया किलो. हाउ डज इट मैटर? ओके, गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? So this should be our attitude in the market. So when we go shopping, we shop it like doing shopping. Okay, fine. When we are going shopping, we will take care of the quality, we will take care of the price. Okay, but we will look for, when we want to sell, okay, we will look for anadis who will just shutter down the windscreen and will ask for it. Okay, and later on then they will start cribbing that stock market is a gambling board. ठीक है, तो इस चीज को ध्यान में रखना है. वी हैव टू बी वेरी कंजर्वेटिव. विंडस्क्रीन नीचे करके कभी बाइंग नहीं करना है, पूरा सोच समझ के बाइंग करना है. उतर के ठेले में जाके देख के घुमा के प्रोडक्ट देख के बार्गेनिंग करके अपने को खरीदने का है. अदरवाइज just stay away from this market. Now, yesterday हमने कुछ इस तरीके की बात करी थी कि जून में there was some high low formed. In July, the high of June was broken out with deliverable quantity and volume. Okay, तो ऐसा ग्रीन में भी हो सकता है और ऐसा रेड में भी हो सकता है. ओके, इसका उल्टा जो है वो रेड में होगा जहां पे कि लो टूट जाएगा. ऑलराइट, सो these are the breakout situations. Alright, so there would be primarily 3 types of patterns that you will see which you will shortlist. ठीक है, वो मैं आपको बता दे रहा हूं. Say one of it would be somewhat like this. ठीक है, say there is a candle, a monthly or a weekly candle. Okay, What does it seem to be? क्या हुआ है इसमें? Breakout. Okay, so this is a breakout format. Then there would be another one which will be like this. Is this a breakout format? Okay, but is it a lower low, lower high? Okay, so still in a downtrend. Okay, so this is the second type of shortlisting. So it is in a trend. What do you see here? Is it lower low, lower high, breakout, what? So it's an inside candle, right? So this one is the inside candle, and if it is an inside candle, it means it is sideways. ठीक है? Sideways. ओवरऑल ट्रेंड को देख करके ऐसे लग रहा है ना नेगेटिव साइड को है, करेक्ट? Right? In these cases, if you have to trade, if the price goes above this level, okay, it will have a tendency to do this. All right? The same way, if this is the case and the price comes below this level, it will have a tendency to do this. Okay, because it is sideways. All right. Now, what does sideways means? Sideways means that when it goes to one side of the boundary, it fails and it tries to go to the other side of the boundary. And this will continue till the time the breakout happens to either side. It can break out on the downside, it can also break out on the upside. And what are the symptoms of breakouts? The price will break out, the volume will break out, and the deliverable quantity will also break out, right? Okay, so those kind of symptoms will come, and now assume if it breaks out on the upside, what will be the pattern of trading? The pattern of trading would be this, right? And if it breaks on the downside, what will be the pattern? The pattern of trading would be this, correct? Agreed, all of you? ठीक है, तो मंथली बेसिस पे आपको पता होना चाहिए कि आपके जो निफ्टी 50 के स्टॉक्स हैं, अभी निफ्टी 50 को पहले मास्टर करो, ठीक है, धीरे धीरे चलो, जितना तेज दौड़ोगे उतना ठोकर खाके गिर जाने की संभावना बहुत ज्यादा होगी, क्योंकि अभी आपने सीखना शुरू किया है। ओके, तो एक एक करके आपको पकड़ना है। यू विल हैव टू कैच होल्ड ऑफ वन टाइप ऑफ थिंग, मास्टर इट, कंटिन्यू मेकिंग प्रॉफिट्स इन इट, एंड मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट वन। ठीक है, देन स्टार्ट प्रैक्टिसिंग द नेक्स्ट वन। सो फर्स्ट ट्राई टू कॉन्कर निफ्टी 50। ठीक है, सबसे पहले निफ्टी 50 को कॉन्कर करो, फिर मिड कैप करेंगे, निफ्टी, नेक्स्ट 50 वगैरह सब करेंगे, डोंट वरी। ठीक है, जस्ट गिव मी 1 सेकेंड। Okay, guys, apologies. Okay, so friends, Abhi, are you able to understand the patterns? Okay, uh, slowly and gradually, will you be able to estimate कि किसी स्टॉक में ऊपर की तरफ मूवमेंट होने वाला है या नीचे की तरफ मूवमेंट होने वाला है? Is the stock going to go up? Is the higher possibilities that the stock will go up, or is the higher possibility that the stock will go down? Yes or no? थोड़ा थोड़ा एस्टिमेट करना शुरू कर सकते हो अब? Okay, now uh, let's say, uh, Raju, you answer this. Let's say a stock breaks the low of yesterday. Okay, a stock breaks the low of yesterday. Then on the next day, what is the highest possibility? Will it break low or will it break high? Okay. Anybody else? Hmm. Okay. All right. So see, if the stock is in a strong uptrend and the stock breaks the low of yesterday, okay, you should try to figure out where did it close. It is very important. Now, say for example, let's look at Bajaj Finance, because Bajaj Finance is the example that we have been taking. कहाँ पे था वो जहाँ अपने को वो हुआ था? On this day, right? 13th of July, right? 13th of July, it gave us an indication that the movement has started happening. Okay, so everything was in our favor starting this day. Okay, now when it was in favor, the low was 24.22. Next day, it didn't break it. But on this day, did it break it? It broke it, right? So the low on 16th was 24.60, right? And the low on 17th was 24.35, which means it has broken the low. But what is the primary trend? Up. What is the delivery trend? Up. Now, when it broke this low, it went below 24.60. This is the last price. Where did it close? Did it close below the low, or did it recover from the low and close above? It recovered from the low, right? So it recovered from 24.60 and finally closed above. So what was it telling us? It was telling us that it broke the low, which is okay, but the biggest likelihood is that it is going to make a uptrend, right? So it went below 24.60, but it closed back up, which means what is this high? 2492.25. The highest probability that this will break this 2492.25. Do you see it broke this? And not only broke this, it also closed above it, right? Look at the kind of movements. 200, 300 rupees movement, from this place, right? Okay, so this is how the stocks will tell you, will invite you. Okay, so basically what happened on this day is that when the price went below the low of 2460, traders got active. Trader became very, very active. Okay, and on this day, do you see that it even broke out badly? See, the delivery volumes also started increasing here, and it finally broke out so badly, right? So this is how big movements in the stock market can be caught. Now you can trade it in intraday, you can trade it in positional. Okay, so if you are trading in intraday, keep a target of say 40% return on capital. If you're trading swing, you are going to hold the position, keep a target of say roughly 200-300%. ठीक है? बेस्ट पार्ट स्टॉक मार्केट में ये है कि मेहनत से जब आप किसी चीज को पकड़ लेते हो तो वो आपको बहुत मल्टीपल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स में बहुत तरीके के आपको प्रॉफिट्स दे देगा. वो इंट्राडे में भी दे देगा, आपको पोजिशनल में भी दे देगा, फ्यूचर्स में भी दे देगा, ऑप्शंस में भी दे देगा. सब जगह में आप पे रेनिंग प्रॉफिट्स होने शुरू हो जाएंगे. ये बेस्ट पार्ट है इस स्टॉक मार्केट का. जो मेहनत करता है उसको बहुत कुछ मिलता है यहाँ. ठीक है, अब थोड़ा सा सेक्टर की बात करेंगे. ओके, कल का होमवर्क कर लिया था सबने? So now you know which stock belongs to which sector and which broad market index, correct? ठीक है. Okay. Right. So in order to see the index data, what you'll have to do is, हम यहाँ products पे जाते हैं ना, we go into this products ribbon. Okay. So under the products, you will click on indices. Okay, from here. When you click on indices, it will open up like this. Click on historical data and click on this historical index data. Okay, something like this will open up. I've shared the link on the chat window. Now over here, मान लीजिए कुछ भी ओपन कर लेता हूं मैं. मान लीजिए निफ्टी फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज को ओपन कर लिया मैंने, और मान लीजिए जुलाई का पूरा महीना लुकअप करते हैं. तो यहाँ पे आपको दिख रहा है इसकी हार्ट बीट है, ओपन, हाई, लो, क्लोज, और यहाँ पे टोटल उस इंडेक्स में कितने शेयर्स ट्रेड हुए ये भी हमको दिख रहा है, और कितना टर्नओवर हुआ वो भी दिख रहा है अपने को. ठीक है, अब मुझे ये बताइए कि जुलाई के महीने में ऑन ड्यूरिंग दिस एंटायर मंथ ऑफ जुलाई, ओके, व्हाट वाज द हाईएस्ट वॉल्यूम? On 26th of July, which is 185, correct? So this is the highest of the volume. I said okay, fine. So let's leave 26th of July, and now let's go till the end of August. So this was the highest volume day of July. Okay. Now, starting from here, 1st of August till 31st of August, what is the highest of the volume? 10th of August, 191. Is this 191 greater than 185? So is it a breakout from volume perspective? Okay. Now, I'm going back to July. What was the highest high and the highest lowest low? Okay, 11,760 is the highest high. All right. Now we'll go to July. Sorry, August. We'll go to August like this. Okay. Now, on 31st of August, when the closing happened, how much is the value? 11,719. Is it higher than the high of last month, July? Okay, what was the high of last month? Okay, 11,760. Okay, so it is not a breakout, right? As far as the price is concerned, it is not a breakout, correct? Now tell me, what is the high of this month of July of August? 855. Is it making a higher high, higher low format? Okay, so is it in an uptrend? Very good. However, it is not a breakout case, but the trend is up, correct? Now, if the trend is up, let's look at September, in the current month. Okay, so it is forming some highs and some lows. Okay, I'll take it from say August. August का low कितना था? Okay, 11,448. Okay, 11,448. अभी सितंबर देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे 11,448. What do we see? Did it break the low or the high? What? ठीक है, but is it bearish yet? Still it is not bearish. Okay, it will become bearish maybe next month. ठीक है, अभी क्या चल रहा है? अभी तो बुलिश ही है, क्योंकि अगर लास्ट मंथ का डेटा देखेंगे तो बुलिश इंडिकेशन है, तो ऐसा भी हो सकता है साइडवेज हो जाए अभी, क्योंकि ट्रेंड एकदम से तो चेंज नहीं होता ना कभी भी, थोड़ा सा समय लगेगा उसे। ओके, तो अभी ये लो के पिछले महीने के लो के नीचे क्लोज हुआ है, मानते हो सब? डू यू ऑल एग्री दैट FinServ yesterday's closing was below the low of the entire August closing? Okay, therefore this sector will be a very interesting watch, that how is the price reacting below the low of last month, and this will be your homework means you have to keep watching this. Okay, कि how is it reacting, क्योंकि ये एक ऐसा सेक्टर है जो कि बुलिश होने के बावजूद लो तोड़ा है. It has closed below the low of the previous month. Now let's see how is it going to react. Is it trying to build support below the low of last month or something else? ठीक है? Yes, no, maybe? Okay, very good. Guys, just give me 5 minutes. Okay, I'll be back.
हेलो, हाँ यस सर, कोई आवाज न तो इसमें भी नहीं आ रही है, मोबाइल में भी इस समय. If you can hear me, I tell you that sound problem is there.
Dharmaji,
Computer
I'm
as
able
well
to hear
as
you.
हाँ, ये अभी भी आई थी थोड़ी सी देर पहले.
Okay,
मोबाइल
you're
में
audible.
हाँ ये सही है ना, वापस साइलेंस हो गया. हेलो,
Yes, are you able to hear me?
हाँ
आप सुन पा रहे हैं?
या अब आ रहे हैं, इस समय आ रही है आवाज.
मैंने म्यूट किया था इसलिए सुन नहीं पा रहे थे आप.
हाँ, ये प्रॉब्लम रही होगी. हाँ, अगर इसमें भी
अभी
नहीं
ठीक
आ
है?
पा रही है. हाँ, अब ठीक है.
हाँ.
ओके,
All right, okay.
थैंक यू.
Welcome, sir.
ओके. हेलो
सर निर्मल जी ब्रेक पे आए, ही इज ऑन अ ब्रेक। 5 मिनट के बाद आएंगे
अच्छा
वापस।
अच्छा अच्छा कोई बात
Okay, apologies. All right. तो ये था फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज. ओके, लो तोड़ चुका है. Let's look at IT. So first, let's look at July. Okay. Yeah, something. Narayan Prasad Sharma. Okay. Nifty IT. First, let's have a look at how was July. So in the month of July, what was the highest high, lowest low, and the biggest volume? Okay. 11th of July, some 568. Okay. So the high 14776. Okay. 14776 is the high. What is the low? 13898. Okay, fine. Now the highest volume is some 568. Okay. Now let's look at August. So this is August. Is there any breakout as far as volume is concerned? No. Okay. Where did it close? 15,811. Is it closing above the high of last month? Yes or no? 15,811 is the closing. Okay. And does it have a higher low compared to last month? There's no 1300, right? Okay. So there's a price breakout, but there's no volume breakout. What is the highest volume of August? Okay. 30th of August. This one. So this is the highest volume. Is there a breakout in the early September? Okay. So this day it broke out and it made a high of 16 whatever 48.25. On the next day itself 1648.70 closing. Okay, so it seems to be a bullish bet, right? Right. So after third, on the first day of the month, there was a breakout. All right. Now there are several stocks within IT, correct? Tech Mahindra, TCS, Infosys, etc., etc. All right. So let's have a look. Let's say Infi. So September onwards, okay. Now there was a split on this day, right? Split in the sense they declared bonus, right? See, 1:1. Okay. Now, let's see. Infosys opened 722, right, on this day, and the last price is 733. Okay. Now, if I look at Infosys, where are the underwriters sitting? Infi. So underwriters are sitting every 10 rupees, correct? Yes or no? Guys, can you hear me? Okay. Okay. So every 10 rupees, the underwriters are sitting. So 722 it opened and it went up, and what happened? 730. Last price is higher than 733. 730 level, right? Okay. Now, I'll draw a line, and this line is, say, 730. Okay. So on this day, did something like this happen? It broke 733, right? The next day, it opened around 741. Okay, it was this thing, 741, and it closed below 730. So did something like this happen? Right? Did it form a resistance at 730? Yes or no? Okay. So it formed a resistance at 730, okay, over here. And on this day, on 7th of September, okay, on 7th of September, it went back and it closed above 734. So after forming this resistance, did it form this? Did it break out again? So it formed a resistance and it went up. Do you see on Monday, it took support at 730 and it went up to 747, right? Which is higher than this also. Right? And not only that, what was the open price? 737.75, right? Is it higher than this high? So it did this then it opened with strength, which was showing that there are kind of what buyers, right? देखो यहाँ पे shorting हुई है, right? That is what I explained in today's class. So people shorted, underwriters shorted. Now when it went back, it is gapping up. What will happen? Everybody, see, there are anyways buyers in the market. Okay. Plus the underwriters who have shorted here at this level, they'll all get scared. Yes or no? So this gap up was a testimony. See, there was a gap up 737.75. It is gapping up, right? Look at this. So when it was gapping up, it was telling us that people are scared, right? And what happened? It went up. Yes or no? 747. Yes, no, maybe. ठीक है, अभी don't worry about where to build the position, but are you able to understand the format? Is this identical to whatever I have taught till now? Correct? It is identical. There is no change. And what did I tell you guys on the first day? What repeats in this market? Patterns. Patterns will repeat in this market. Today it is happening in Infosys. Tomorrow it will happen in State Bank of India. Day after tomorrow it will happen somewhere else, somewhere else, somewhere else, somewhere else. You just have to be good enough to recognize these patterns. मुश्किल लग रहा है? Is it tough? Okay. Have your ground rules set. If you work hard, profits will start raining on you. But you'll have to first learn it. Okay. Any questions?
Hello, sir.
हाँ जी.
Hello.
हाँ जी, कहिए.
Sir, this closing price, see the gap up is seen here, but sir, the closing price is almost again back near the 730 level only.
हाँ,
The low has been hit.
Yeah, which is very good, no? Very healthy for positional traders.
So again, a long position can be built up again at 730 level.
Because see, did it make a higher low, higher high?
Yes. It's
Okay.
a higher low. Yes.
It's a higher high, higher low. So the formation has started. And it is good that it sold off, so that, because maybe the speculators were more, no? So that is why it sold off.
Okay.
Okay. Now say for example, if your buying price was closer to 730 rupees,
Okay.
then your target price is 744.45 rupees. Okay, 2%. Did you get it?
Right. Intraday I got it. Okay.
Intraday you got it. Okay. So in case of positional traders who bought it at say 730 and who are holding it, they are also still in profit.
Okay.
They are still in profit. Intraday guys booked out. Okay, because see, there is another thing. On this day, did it make a high of 744, which means 740 was also a resistance.
Right.
Okay, so it will do something, no, at 740. 740 now, again, new shorts are coming in. Okay, people are thinking that, okay, it didn't fall from 730, it might fall from 740.
Right.
Then maybe it will break out that level. Then people will start thinking, okay, it didn't fall from 740, it might fall from 750. Getting my point? So,
Right.
very important stuff is that if you have shorts in the system, it's always easy to trade long. Though people in this market will say the reverse thing. They will say that these are shorts, so you should be selling. Okay. But the practicals of the market is, if there are shorts in the system, the stock is in uptrend, shorts are formed, broken out, it means people would be scared. So there would be short covering. And when the short covering happens, the price will automatically start going up. How are the stop losses hit? Stop losses are hit at market orders, right?
Right.
Or the brokers will cut the position. They will forcefully cut the positions. Okay. Whether you put a stop loss or not, your broker has the right to cut your position at any time. Because you have given a power of attorney to them. When you open your trading account, no, there is a form that you fill, which is called as power of attorney. So you have already signed that form and have given that form to your broker. So broker is the king anyways. Okay, so broker can cut your position at any time whether you want or not. ठीक है? अभी थोड़ा सा पहले ट्रेनिंग ऑफ आइस फॉर्मेट को पहचानना शुरू करो. And then would be position building. Position building next week पढ़ेंगे.
Okay.
ठीक है?
Yeah. Fine.
Any other question? Anybody who is feeling that the training is idiotic, nonsense? God knows what this man is talking about. You can tell me that, don't worry.
Hello,
Hanji
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, for today, what we should do means we are getting the idea that ये डिलीवरी हो रहा है, ऐसा हो रहा है, तो सर उसको हम कैसे पढ़े, मतलब कैसा करें सर उसके साथ?
हाँ देखो, अभी क्या है कि कल का डेटा उठाओ. ठीक है, एक तो मैंने ही आपको बता दिया फाइनेंशियल सर्विस का.
हाँ, यस.
ठीक है, एक मैंने कल बताया था आपको कि स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया को वॉच करना.
हाँ.
इन सब डेटा को उठाइए. अभी जो जो पढ़ते जा रहे हो आप, उसको उस पर रेप्लिकेट करने की कोशिश कीजिए.
ओके.
ठीक है, अभी आपने क्या पढ़ा है? आपने पढ़ा है कि हायर हाई, हायर डिलीवरी वॉल्यूम, इस तरह की चीजें होती हैं तो एक स्टॉक में मूवमेंट आता है. ठीक है, अब उठा लो, कोई भी स्टॉक उठा लो, कोई इशू नहीं है. अभी तो कितने करीबन 6 ट्रेडिंग डेज हो गए होंगे ना, 5-6. हाँ हो गए ना, आज 7वां ट्रेडिंग डे है. तो 6 ट्रेडिंग डेज हो गए हैं, इनफ डेटा है सिस्टम में. अब उसमें से उठा करके देखो आप.
ओके.
ठीक है, टेक महिंद्रा देखो, टीसीएस देखो, क्योंकि उनमें ब्रेकआउट भी हुआ है ना. ठीक है, कि कैसा
लेकिन जो आईटी सेक्टर है, आईटी सेक्टर अपना ब्रेक नहीं हुआ वॉल्यूम से, तो फिर भी उसको हमको देखना है.
ब्रेक हो तो गया 3 तारीख को, ये रहा, वही तो दिखाया
नहीं, वॉल्यूम के साथ नहीं हुआ सर.
ये तो रहा, हो तो गया. पिछले महीने का हाईएस्ट वॉल्यूम कितना था? 467, राइट?
हाँ हाँ.
और 3 तारीख को 498 था.
ओके. ओके सर.
ठीक है, क्योंकि प्राइस ब्रेकआउट हो गया था. आप उसको तब तक टच नहीं करोगे जब तक तीनों पैरामीटर्स ब्रेकआउट नहीं होते. अब इंडाइसेस के साथ क्या होता है कि डिलीवरी नहीं होता आपके पास, तो आपके पास प्राइस होगा एंड यू विल हैव दिस वॉल्यूम.
ओके.
Okay, so in price it have shown you that it has broken out, but the volume was lagging behind. अब देखो वॉल्यूम भी ब्रेकआउट हो गया. अब जब वॉल्यूम भी ब्रेकआउट हो चुका है तो सबसे ज्यादा संभावना किस चीज की है? ऊपर जाने की, राइट?
यस.
अब आप देखो, मैंने आपको इन्फोसिस दिखा दिया है आज. अभी कुछ एक दिन पहले, पिछले हफ्ते में मैंने टेक महिंद्रा का एग्जांपल लिया था. मेरे ख्याल से कल जब हमने ट्रेनिंग शुरू किया था, मैंने एक टेक महिंद्रा का एग्जांपल शो किया था आपको, 760 पे सपोर्ट बना था।
हम्म
ठीक है, वो क्या था? वो भी तो आईटी था। टीसीएस देखो, एचसीएल टेक देखो, ये देखो क्या बोलते हैं, बाकी भी देख लो, माइंट्री फाइंट्री, ये सब भी देख लो। ठीक है, आप सबसे पहले अभी इस हफ्ते में ट्रेनिंग ऑफ आईज मींस कि फॉर्मेट क्या होता है, हाउ डज द स्टॉक मार्केट मूव, इज इट गोइंग अप। ठीक है, आप में से कुछ लोगों का जब काउंसलिंग हुआ था तो उसमें मैंने एक आपको एग्जांपल बताया था कि मान लीजिए कि ये है, ये एक वो है, स्टॉक है, इसका कैंडल है, अब मान लो कुछ ऐसा होता है, ठीक है, और ये कलर रेड है, ये बुलिश है या बेरिश है? Is this pattern bullish or bearish? It's a bullish pattern, right? Why? Because it is a higher high, higher low. Don't worry about the color. इसमें हाई पहले बन गया, लो बाद में बना, यही तो फर्क है। पर जो इसका ट्रेंड है, वो ट्रेंड अभी भी ऊपर है, और ये तो बहुत ही ज्यादा हेल्दी है, क्योंकि ये प्राइस रीसेट हुआ है, करेक्ट हुआ है, तो इसमें बाई आउट हो जाने की, मतलब नए इन्वेस्टर्स के आने की संभावना सबसे ज्यादा है। ठीक है, अभी जब ये पैटर्न्स, ये जिगजैग्स आप देख रहे हो, ऐसा क्यों है कि ये सेल ऑफ होने के बाद ही सबसे बड़ा मूवमेंट होता है? बिकॉज नोबडी वांट्स टू बाय हायर, राइट? महंगा किसी को नहीं खरीदना, लोग सस्ता खरीद के महंगा बेचना चाहते हैं, या फिर महंगा खरीद के सस्ता खरीदना चाहते हैं, राइट? उल्टा करना चाहते हैं। गॉट माई पॉइंट? रिस्क टू रिवॉर्ड, या ओके, फाइन। सो प्लीज वॉच ऑल दिस, ठीक है, एंड we'll meet tomorrow morning at 7. Thank you, bye bye. Mani, are you in the class still? Okay, he is not. Fine.